Hello students, welcome to the lecture on inventory management and control. And after this lecture, we will be able to learn the following objectives. Understand objectives and function of the inventory management system. Explain the nature and importance of the inventory management system. Define inventory costs. Explain the inventory classification system, describe ABC analysis, discuss EOQ models, explain economic production quantity model. Let's start with the introduction of inventory management and control. Inventory is the stock of any item or resource used in an organization. An inventory system is the set of policies and controls that monitor levels of inventory, determine what levels should be maintained, when stock should be replenished, and how large orders should be. By convention, manufacturing inventory generally refers to items that contribute to or become part of a firm's product output. Manufacturing inventory is typically classified into raw materials, finished products, component parts, supplies, and work in process. In distribution, inventory is classified as in transit, meaning that it is being moved in the system, and warehouse, which is inventory in a warehouse or distribution center. Retail sites carry inventory for immediate sale to customers. In services, inventory generally refers to the tangible goods to be sold and the supplies necessary to administer the service. Inventory management is primarily about specifying the size and placement of stocked goods. Inventory management is required at different locations within a facility or within multiple locations of a supply network to protect the regular and planned course of production against the random disturbance of running out of materials or goods. Balanced inventory. Inventory management systems track a wide variety of quantities of stock. Inventory control. Different types of inventory control methods can be used to manage inventory. Businesses may use a ticker control system in which the staff counts a portion of the inventory on a regular basis to determine inventory levels. Let us now discuss the objectives and functions of inventory management system. An inventory control system operates on a technological basis. It updates automatically every time an item is scanned and removed from the inventory, so the employer knows how much is on location at all times. Objectives. Through the efficient management of inventory, the wealth of owners will be maximized. To reduce the requirement of cash in business, inventory turnover should be maximized and management should save itself from loss of production and sales arising from its being out of stock. Functions. This is important as each item is valuable and essentially an asset for the company and the employer. Low inventory stock. The inventory control system will also provide the employer with updated numbers in regard to inventory stock available. Print detailed reports. The inventory control system should also provide the employer with a detailed inventory report that shows the activity surrounding the inventory. Save time and money. Another function that the inventory control system has is the ability to save the company time and money. Without a technological inventory system, the employer must often sacrifice both time and money by asking employees to work overtime to count inventory items. Now, we will study the nature and importance of inventory management system. Inventory management is an important part of a business because inventories are usually the largest expense incurred from business operations. Nature of inventory management system. Inventories are necessary for a firm to operate efficiently, and almost all business transactions involve the delivery of a product or service in exchange for currency. For this reason, inventory management is a very important part of core operation activities. Importance of inventory management system. Inventory management is an important part of a business because inventories are usually the largest expense incurred from business operations. Inventory orders. Inventory management systems help businesses order inventory by accurately recording consumer sales. Stock maintenance. Computerized inventory management systems allow companies to properly order and maintain several different types of goods. Trend analysis. A great function of inventory management systems is the trending analysis that are generated for management review. Purposes of inventory. All firms keep a supply of inventory for the following reasons. 1. To maintain independence of operations. A supply of materials at a work center allows that center flexibility in operations. 2. To meet variation in product demand. If the demand for the product is known precisely, it may be possible, though not necessarily economical, to produce the product to exactly meet the demand.
Marketers and advertisers have no choice but to innovate. Millions of new products, improved labels, and even more improved labels are launched every year. A little change here, a little change there, but for the customer, it's new. As retailers, we have no choice but to stock each and every one of these, and then stock some more. But here comes a slight problem: the customer. The customer is excited by these, all right, but only about 340 of these actually strike the customer's fancy. And again, not every customer thinks alike. The 340 varies from customer to customer. Where the customer is unsure herself, how can the retailer rationalize product assortment? What to promote? What to dispose? We can stick to the old age system, check movement, sales, returns, and such, and then take action, but at today's pace, we can't afford to do that. The customer is fickle, and if we don't live up to her expectations, she can change her favorites fast. Also, don't forget that size doesn't matter anymore. Small specialties can easily take customers away from large formats. And to add to all this, you are stuck with a whole lot of wasted perishables. You're stuck with products that are not moving. Your capital is tied up, and you're making losses every day. And to top it all, your customer's gone as well. This is where advanced retail-focused analytics comes in. By analyzing customer demographics, patterns, ability of the merchandise to add variety in the category, transferable and associated demand, and 100 other variables, product rationalization analytics can help you arrive at a perfectly optimized assortment. This helps you know what to stock based on variety, quality, and presentation. It helps you save by avoiding overstocking. It helps you manage precious shelf space well and without risk. It helps customers access just the products they want by cutting out confusing large assortments. In short, you're saving more, selling more, and your customers swear by you. And yes, the sun is shining and the birds are chirping.
Let's now get to know the meaning of inventory costs. The cost of holding goods in stock, expressed usually as a percentage of the inventory value, it includes capital, warehousing, depreciation, insurance, taxation, obsolescence, and shrinkage costs. Inventory costs are basically categorized into three main headings. 1. Ordering cost. 2. Carrying cost. 3. Shortage or stock out cost and cost of replenishment. There is also cost of loss, pilferage, shrinkage, and obsolescence, etc. Cost of logistics, sales discounts, volume discounts, and other related costs. Ordering cost. Cost of procurement and inbound logistics costs form a part of ordering cost. Ordering cost is dependent and varies based on two factors: the cost of ordering excess and the cost of ordering too less. Both these factors move in the opposite directions to each other. Ordering excess quantity will result in carrying cost of inventory, whereas ordering less will result in an increase of replenishment costs and ordering costs. Carrying costs. Inventory storage and maintenance involves various types of costs, namely inventory storage cost, cost of capital. Inventory carrying involves inventory storage and management, either using in-house facilities or external warehouses owned and managed by third-party vendors. Inventory storage cost. Inventory storage costs typically include cost of building rental, facility maintenance, and related costs. Cost of capital includes the costs of investments, interest on working capital, taxes on inventory paid, insurance costs, and other costs associated with legal liabilities. Inventory is a necessary evil in any organization engaged in production, sale, or trading of products. Inventory is held in various forms, including raw materials, semi-finished goods, finished goods, and spares. Every unit of inventory has an economic value and is considered an asset of the organization irrespective of where the inventory is located or in which form it is available. Even scrap has residual economic value attached to it. Depending upon the nature of the business, the inventory holding patterns may vary. While in some cases the inventory may be very high in value, in some other cases inventory may be very high in volumes and number of SKUs, SKU. Inventory may be held physically at the manufacturing locations or in a third-party warehouse locations. Inventory controllers are engaged in managing inventory. Inventory management involves several critical areas. The primary focus of inventory controllers is to maintain optimum inventory levels and determine order replenishment schedules and quantities. They try to balance inventory all the time and maintain optimum levels to avoid excess inventory or lower inventory, which can cause damage to the business. Given the constant striving of economic organizations to succeed in the global competitive environment, companies emphasize the need for operational efficiency and process optimization. Technology progresses at a rapid pace to meet these demands, and supply chain strategies change to offer growing opportunities in the global community. Manufacturers invest considerable resources in planning, analyzing, and predicting the optimal timing and quantities to produce the variety of company goods and New technological tools enable high-quality data analysis to support these growing decision-making needs. However, some traditional decision-making systems may still be useful for both high and low-budget firms unable to invest in costly tools. These include inventory classification systems, frequently referred to as ABC analysis, which provide an important analytical framework for inventory management. ABC categorization is based on Pareto's law. Pareto was an Italian economist and sociologist who found that 20% of the people control 80% of the wealth. This principle, also called the 80-20 rule, may be applied to various areas. For example, 20% of the purchases are from 80% of the suppliers, 20% of the sales lines provide 80% of the turnover, and 20% of the production lines occupy 80% of the warehouse space. All these form the basis of inventory control research. The ABC categorization is quite simple. Inventory items are usually divided into three classes according to their turnover ranking and labeled A, B, and C. The A class usually includes from 10 to 15% of inventory items that represent 60 to 80% of the total inventory value. The B class includes about 25% of inventory items with 15 to 20% of the total value. And the C items include the largest portion, around 50 to 55%, representing 15% of inventory value. ABC stands for Always Better Control. The items on hand are classified into ABC types on the basis of the value in terms of capital or annual dollar usage. Example, dollar value per unit multiplied by annual usage rate, and then allocated control efforts accordingly. Thus, the items with high value and low volume are kept in A type. Items with low value and high volume are kept in C type. And the items with moderate value and moderate volumes belong to the B type. A type items are given the maximum attention while ordering for purchase, and C type the least. B type gets the moderate attention. Typically, three classes of items are called A, very important, B, moderately important, and C, least important. The actual number of categories varies from organization to organization, depending on the extent to which a firm wants to differentiate the control efforts. The ABC inventory control method determines the importance of inventory items based on usage, sales, or costs criteria. This inventory control method provides companies the ability to give individual stock keeping units, SKUs, different levels of inventory control based on the SKUs' relative importance. Companies perform a Pareto analysis to determine ABC item classifications. The ABC inventory method offers advantages over non-classification methods in the areas of cost control, SKU level management, and order fulfillment. Advantages of ABC analysis. Activity-based costing, or ABC, is a method of allocating overhead and direct expenses related to the most important activities of the company first. This process allows business owners and managers an opportunity to better define the areas of manufacturing or sales that generate the most profit for the company. Control. Utilizing the ABC inventory method gives a company more control over the inventory it stores. A company that uses annual costs of goods sold, COGS, as its basic for the ABC classification method, stocks less of the A-class items identified as having higher annual COGS, and stocks more of the B and C class items identified as having lower annual COGS. Costs. Because the ABC inventory method makes use of Pareto's law, the basic 80-20 rule, companies can focus on containing the cost of the 20% of items that make up 80% of a company's annual spend. Once a company has determined which items fall into each ABC category, it can establish cost reduction initiatives at the SKU level. Improved service. One of the greatest benefits comes from the improvement in customer service levels and order fulfillment. ABC analysis provides a company with information to stock the right mix of inventory. If a company uses customer demand as its basis for analysis, it ends up stocking a better mix of the items customers require. When a company has the right inventory at the right time, it reduces back orders and unfulfilled orders. This has a positive impact on customer service and gives a competitive advantage to the company that uses this methodology. Warehouse. ABC inventory extends to warehouse management as well. Companies utilizing ABC analysis in the warehouse give priority space to faster moving SKUs. The economic order quantity EOQ model considers the trade-off between ordering cost and storage cost in choosing the quantity to use in replenishing item inventories. A larger ordering quantity reduces ordering frequency and hence ordering cost month, but requires holding a larger average inventory, which increases storage cost per month. On the other hand, a smaller order quantity reduces average inventory but requires more frequent ordering and higher ordering cost month. An inventory-related equation that determines the optimum order quantity that a company should hold in its inventory given a set of cost, production, demand, rate, and other variables. This is done to minimize variable inventory costs. Replenishment system. Under this system, the quantity to be ordered is not fixed. Instead, ordering time and maximum stock level for each material are fixed. There are frequent reviews of the stock. The quantity ordered is decided based on the lead time of the material, maximum stock level, and the stock held on the date of review. Fixed order quantity system. The quantity to be ordered is fixed under this method. Reorders are made once the stock reaches a certain predetermined level called reorder level. This is typically fixed based on the average consumption during the lead time plus some buffer stock. Economic production quantity, EPQ, is the quantity of a product that should be manufactured in a single batch so as to minimize the total cost that includes setup costs for the machines and inventory holding costs. With increasing batch production quantity, the number of batches to be produced in the year decreases and thus the setup cost decreases, but at the same time, the inventory holding cost goes on increasing. At the EPQ value, the total cost comprising of both these costs is at its minimum value. The primary operation strategy and goal of most manufacturing firms is to seek a high satisfaction to customers' demands and to become a low-cost producer. To achieve these goals, the company must be able to effectively utilize resources and minimize costs. In manufacturing companies, when items are internally produced instead of being obtained from an outside supplier, the economic production quantity, EPQ model, is often employed to determine the optimal production lot size that minimizes overall production inventory costs. The classic EPQ model assumes that during a production run, a manufacturing facility functions perfectly. However, due to process deterioration or some other factors, the generation of imperfect quality items is inevitable. EPQ only applies where the demand for a product is constant over the year and that each new order is delivered or produced incrementally when the inventory reaches zero. This is a fixed cost charge for each order placed, regardless of the number of units ordered. There is also a holding or storage cost for each unit held in storage, sometimes expressed as a percentage of the purchase cost of the item. We want to determine the optimal number of units of the product to order so that we minimize the total cost associated with the purchase, delivery, and storage of the product. The required parameters to the solution are the total demand for the year, the purchase cost for each item, the fixed cost to place the order, and the storage cost for each item per year. The number of times an order is placed will also affect the total cost. However, this number can be determined from the other parameters. Economic production quantity assumptions. Only one item is involved. Annual demand is known. Usage rate is constant. Usage occurs continuously. Production rate is constant. Lead time does not vary. No quantity discounts. Did you know EOQ models were developed by Ford W. Harris in 1913, but R.H. Wilson, a consultant who applied it extensively, is given credit for his in-depth analysis. Now, in the end, let us summarize what we have learned in this lecture. Retail sites carry inventory for immediate sale to customers. In services, inventory generally refers to the tangible goods to be sold and the supplies necessary to administer the service. Inventory management systems track a wide variety of quantities of stock. Inventory is tracked regarding inventory in stock, items that should be ordered in higher quantities, and adequate inventory turnover. An inventory control system operates on a technological basis. It updates automatically every time an item is scanned and removed from the inventory, so the employer knows how much is on location at all times. ABC analysis provides a company with information to stock the right mix of inventory. If a company uses customer demand as its basis for analysis, it ends up stocking a better mix of the items customers require. EPQ only applies where the demand for a product is constant over the year and that each new order is delivered, produced incrementally when the inventory reaches zero.